Oh, I can't hear you.
And now,
There. Yes.
is it
Hello.
loud and clear? Loud and clear?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, good.
So, Theo, tell me your story, your seeking story.
Yeah, my seeking story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an older man at the
Mm-hmm.
moment. I'm 73, and my journey started, I think, about 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I began with Hatha Yoga,
Okay.
and after a few years later, I got also I did also other things like it's a long time ago. I did Reiki, for instance, and I did also Avatar. Maybe you know Avatar.
Okay.
You know that?
No, no, I don't. No,
You don't know. It's
no.
it's 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 an method developed by Hardy Palmer in
Okay.
America, and in 9 days you get enlightened.
Okay.
So this
How did
very
it
quickly.
how did it work?
Well, I felt good
Yeah.
after 9 days, but then it went away,
Went away. Okay. Yeah.
for a few days or a week, and then it was over,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I did a lot of other stuff, but it all gave me nothing, actually.
Yeah.
It for a short time it was okay, but then it went away.
Okay.
So I kept going, searching for different things, like Zen meditation or Vipassana. I
Okay.
did also that, and um, think about this. Um, but I came finally in the satsangs with Tony Parsons, for instance. Was in 2005, I think,
Okay.
or in 2000.
Did you go see him in person?
Yeah,
You did.
and
Okay.
once I was eating with him. I sat next to him, and then I blanked out totally.
Okay.
So I was totally gone.
Mm-hmm.
It, I don't know how long it lasted, but it was amazing. And after that, I felt very free.
Mm-hmm.
So my mind was a bit blown up, something like that. I don't know how to call it.
Okay. And how long did that last? Did it last for a week? A
Yeah,
day?
yeah, a week or something like that. And then it was again over. It was not permanent.
Yeah.
It's always for a short time, and then, well, then then is that. Yeah, I don't know how to call it. And I went to several other um, teachers.
Yeah.
For instance, Carl Renz. Maybe you know Carl Renz.
Yeah. I know Carl Renz. Yeah.
And he was very funny. It's always good time with him to laugh. He's really an art of words.
Okay.
He can make, I don't know. He was so genius with words. But that was also for a short time, and then it was gone again.
Okay.
So, and I read a lot of books about Advaita and other yoga.
Mm-hmm.
I also teach it. I have taught yoga to some people, but it is not. Well, it gave me not the total freedom.
Okay.
It 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 remains closed. I don't know. I don't know how to call that. Um, yeah, and then I later on I came to your videos on one to one.
Mm-hmm.
And last I saw a one-to-one with David,
Okay.
and after that I was totally stoned.
Okay.
It was amazing, and I felt very free and
Okay.
open. and it is still somehow something like that. I still have that feeling.
Yeah,
I,
it's still
because
there, isn't it?
yeah, but all my life I was a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
When I was young, I was very shy, so I did not speak up.
Yeah.
So I stayed always on the background,
Mm-hmm.
and I always thought that other people knew more than me,
Yes. Yeah.
no more than me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, so I felt very small always.
Yeah.
So I kept my mouth shut, and
Yeah.
um, yeah. But now, this moment, I feel it's more ease to talk to other
Yeah.
people. So I see also, well, there is no difference between me and other person.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my story, kind of like, how do I call it? I don't know all the right words in English.
You're speaking perfectly. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not used to talk English, and I
Yeah.
do my best, of course.
Oh, yeah. So yeah,
So,
so
but yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
So, and what bothers me is it's hard to talk with other people about this, about Advaita or about non-duality. It's hard.
Yeah.
There's no one here in my neighborhood, and they think I'm floating somehow,
Yeah.
that I have lost my way. I don't know, gone crazy or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that makes it also sometimes difficult.
Mm-hmm.
To you cannot talk openly about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't understand. Well,
Yeah.
there's no understanding, but they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
They want. That is the point. It looks like if they are so indoctrinated with their own mind.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and so it makes it hard to have a good discussion
Yeah,
about
that's right.
this
Yeah.
subject.
Yeah.
And I would like that, because once also in my days when I went to satsangs, once I was invited to go to the front, so I sat on the chair before the audience,
Mm-hmm.
and I blanked out totally.
Yeah.
But I heard later on that I was talking. While I
Yeah.
was blanked out, I was
Yeah.
talking,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was very strange. Can
Mm-hmm.
can you know that? Can you recall that something somehow? Do you know that? Is it
Yeah.
possible?
There's people that even listen to my recordings. They're
Yeah,
driving, and then after like 6 hours, they call me and they panicked, right? Because they're like, how did I drive from, for 6 hours?
yeah,
Is this
yeah,
dangerous, right? Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's just there's a phenomenon. It's hard to explain it, right? That when it's seen that there is just this immediacy, this directness, the mind, which is illusory, right? Just blanks
yeah.
out, meaning that there's really no mind.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
really no
okay.
mind. Yeah, it's just an appearance, right? So in
Yes,
between mind and no mind, there's something that we can't say even, right? So there's just this immediacy, this directness, so to speak. Um,
yeah.
but yeah. So what do you believe at this very moment, Theo?
What do I believe?
At this very
Well,
moment, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My God, what do I believe?
Yeah.
Oh, um, well, nothing comes up at this moment.
There you go. That's it. That's blanking out. That's the same as
Yeah,
blacking out, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But at this moment of blacking out, there's this almost like an awakeness to it, right?
yeah.
Because usually when the apparent character can't seem to understand, it blanks out, right? This is not about understanding. So if there's no belief right now, what's
Yes.
between belief and non-belief?
Uh,
What's between
I heard
belief
it.
and no belief? Yeah, you've
Yeah,
heard this before.
I heard this before, and well, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
if
see
there's
any. Yeah,
yeah. So if there's
yeah.
no I to know, then there's no I that knows.
Yes.
Yeah. So at this
Yes.
moment, is there anything missing?
No, I don't
No.
miss anything. No,
Yeah. Is this
no.
complete?
It feels complete. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
basically that's a simplicity, right?
Yeah.
That's just the simplicity of it. Yeah. And that's why you're feeling a lot more relaxed. It's almost like a permanence, right? Like a quietness. That's how long ago did you listen to my video? Like a month ago?
Well, longer. I've seen a lot of your videos, and
Yeah.
I think you are amazing.
Oh,
Not
thank you.
you, but what comes out of your system. I don't know how to call that, but it's so. I don't understand where all the words come from. It is so amazing that you can. Well, I'm flabbergasted about that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was the question? I don't
How long ago did you watch how long ago did you watch
know.
the one-on-one? Yeah. That you've been feeling a little bit lighter, right?
Well, last month I looked a lot to the one to
The
one
one-on-one. Yeah.
recordings, and I also find that amazing. I see people in the beginning are very well, maybe confused or don't know anything,
Yeah.
and then later on I see the faces they change.
Yeah.
they're more relaxed, and
Yeah.
well, I think that this is so amazing. And also I saw a guy, he couldn't see. He looked at his hands and he thought, he said, are those mine hands or something like that? I don't know. I think,
Yeah.
wow, how is that
Yeah.
possible?
Yeah.
That is so, I like that.
Yeah. It is very simple. It's very simple, right? Because it's just in between the ideas, there's going to be opposites because there's me, and then the me wants to go to know me, right?
Yeah.
So what's in between that? What's in between me and know me?
Um,
In
I
the
don't know.
middle. Yeah, because
I don't know.
me is a knowing and know me is another knowing, right? So, but both are
Yes.
illusory. They're not real.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
between me and know me, there's this almost like an expansiveness, almost like a relaxation because there's nowhere to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's
Yeah.
already here. And what's here is just this never unfolding of isness, of clarity, basically. It's like clarity without language.
You mean silence?
Yeah,
It's the same, or
yeah, it's the
I guess.
same. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Silence. Yeah. So if you hear the silence, there's almost like a hum noise.
Well, it's funny.
Like it
My ear, I got a kind of tinnitus in my
tinnitus,
ears,
okay.
so I know what you, I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah. Well,
But
I actually
yeah,
went to the doctor one time just to get it tested because I used to have earaches, and then I was like, maybe I still have it because there's this like almost like a ringing, like
yeah,
silent noise, right? And
yeah,
then
yeah,
the
yeah,
the 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 e the doctor said, "There's nothing wrong with your ear right now." I'm like, okay. And then I
yeah.
started talking. You probably hear it in my video. So I'm like, do you hear that quietness?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And that
yes.
quietness is almost like a ringing.
Okay,
Yeah. You can't really
okay.
even say a word about it, right? Because it's always there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So
So that's the
it's a mystery.
permanent.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
mystery, yeah. So you can't even say it's a ringing or
yeah.
whatever. I'm just putting words because how else would I express it, right? So if you're looking for the permanence, that's the permanence because there's
Okay,
no next. It's almost like an infinite, but the mind can't quite grasp it, right? Because it's not a thought.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if almost you sense that almost quietness, it almost relaxes the body right away.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's not usually when the mind is active, right? It's always trying to defend, always trying to go to the next, always trying to find,
Yeah.
always trying to figure out. But when you go in between,
Yeah.
what's there? Between the mind and no mind.
Uh, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's and I don't know,
Yeah.
and everything out there is knowing. I think a lot more speakers would be more effective if they express this rather than talking about it all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, because this can't be talked about.
Hmm.
It's silent, right?
It's silent, yes.
Yeah. And it's peaceful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's peaceful, really. Yeah.
So if you can
Yeah.
call it anything, you can't even call it energy. You can't call it, awareness. It's just words. So all
Yeah.
words are made up.
Yeah.
So calling it energy, awareness, nothing, whatever is irrelevant.
If you don't know where the words come from,
Yeah.
also, I don't
Yeah.
know that.
That's right. Yeah. But all words are made up. Every
So
single word has
there's no beginning of the word.
no
Nobody.
nobody knows where the word started.
Yeah, yeah.
And no one knows where the words are going, but it
No.
keeps on changing. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If you
Yeah.
look at language, it keeps on changing, but something that's always changing is temporary. But there's something that's permanent, and it's the silence.
Okay.
Yeah. So if there's no next, then there's permanence, isn't it? Next is just a
Um,
thought.
there's no next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's just the silence.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's
Yeah, there's
silence. Yeah.
nothing. Yeah. And if there's no past, there's no reference.
Yeah.
So these words are just coming out of nowhere, aren't they? It doesn't have a source because there's no past and there's no future. It's only this naturalness. It's almost like it feels natural, isn't it?
Um,
And that's just the word again.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's nowhere to go. Also,
Yeah.
there's this, and it
It's
feels whole. This
yeah.
is wholeness.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
this is, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So the search is over. If this is wholeness, there's nowhere to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
But
it's
is it
going to appear
permanent?
it's going to appear completely different from every character, right? So every character, especially you're a seasoned seeker, right? You've been seeking for quite a while. You've already
Yes.
had
Yeah.
mystical experiences, so this is going to
Yeah.
appear very ordinary, but yet different at the same time.
Yeah. And ordinary is also a word, of
It's
course.
just another word, and different is
And
another word. Yeah.
yeah.
So you
So
can't
you
really
can.
even say it, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
not really, it's just silence, right? It's just this
Yeah.
beautiful, intimate silence.
I always thought about enlightenment. It must be a bliss state, something like
No,
that. It's not like that, I
that's
think.
just another thought. Yeah.
That's another thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There
That's
are
right.
days that it's going to be blissful, right? Because the thoughts are
Yeah,
not quite there anymore. So, for
yeah,
example, one time I was walking down, and then the sun was setting by the beach, and I
yeah,
started crying out of nowhere. I'm like, I've never seen the sunset before.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
That's
there's no more
beautiful.
thoughts to reference. It's this very direct, natural
Yeah,
appearance of everything, experience, right? So, although there's no one behind it. So it's very
yeah,
direct because you don't have any personal history about what it should look like. So when I was looking at the sunset, I was like, oh my goodness, this is like how many hundreds of colors are there, right?
yeah,
Because and
yeah,
then
yeah,
and then of course at the same time that's just another thought. And then when the
yeah,
thought even goes, then there's just this bliss. And then it goes back into the ordinary, mundane, things again,
yeah,
like
yeah.
cooking dinner, you know what I'm saying, cleaning. And then once in a while, there's this beautiful plant out of nowhere. Like, oh, I've never seen that beautiful flower.
Okay.
Or your nephew or the kid smiles at you with a big smile, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
it's like being in love constantly. But it's not,
Without any, yeah.
but it's
So
not,
there are no thoughts anymore with you. They're
no.
totally gone.
Yeah. Well, there's thoughts when you're shopping and everything's it's on
Yeah,
demand. Yeah.
It's on on demand.
On
Yeah, yeah,
demand,
yeah.
yeah. So you're like, if they ask me what happened, I'm like, but it comes in the directness, so there's no more chatter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
But this has been like 7 years now, right? So
But it goes by itself.
yeah,
Even what you experience, it goes by itself.
yeah,
You're
that's
not
right. It's
doing that, of
whole.
course.
No,
Yeah.
not it's whole, right? It's kind of like what you say, it's whole. So it's between doing and not doing. You can't say it because if you say that you're
No.
not doing it, then there's you that's not doing it, right?
Yeah.
If you say that it's not, saying words are very limited. So in between doing and not doing, there's this flow without an
Mm.
opposite, right? Without an experience or without anything, without dualistic stuff, right? So
Okay. But
yeah,
so that yeah, I try to understand it, but that's that's a
it's
thought
not,
of
yeah, it's pointless to understand it because it
yeah,
will
yeah,
just try to
yeah,
compare, right? So
yeah,
what
yeah.
is here is also there. There's just thoughts right now. So when the thoughts seem seemingly or become irrelevant, when becomes less important, then there's almost a widening of this. Oh wow, right? And some people it's very gradual. Some people
Yeah,
it's very immediate. But it's all different for every different person, right? It's kind of like our
yeah.
thumbprint, right? Our thumbprint, it's all different. So the apparent undoing or unloosening or awakening, whatever you might want to call it, words are cheap, right?
Mm.
It's just
Yeah.
almost falling into the authenticity of what this is. So it laughs
Mm.
a little louder, cries a bit harder.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
Yeah.
alive. It's alive, right? It's
Yeah.
alive and it's in love.
Mm.
Yeah. It's just like falling in love over and over again, right? But
Mm.
but not as a thought, right? It's hard
No,
to
no, no,
explain
no.
it, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? So
Yeah,
sometimes
you
it's
got
very ordinary, sometimes, and then I can talk to everybody now, right? Because I'm not saying that there's no one here, there's no thoughts. I don't even have to say that, right?
no.
Because that's
Okay.
just really
Yeah.
weird for people.
Yeah,
if you
it is. It is. Yeah, that's
It
right.
becomes strange, right? So when I talk to my brother, my friends, people, they say that it's almost like they have the old Emerson back, the innocent Emerson that was fun.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Like you were
yeah.
a child.
Like I'm a child. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Even my mom said, I haven't seen you this happy. Um, you know, um, it goes, maybe when you were a child, you were happy.
Hmm.
Mhm. Because mother always knows, even if you're pretending to be happy, they know that you're hiding something,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So mother
Yeah.
knows, because they know you. And when my mom was asking one time, she was saying, do you have a new lover?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh no, no, no. Goes, oh, I think you do. You're always smiling.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just like
You
being
are.
a kid again.
Yeah. So you
It's
have a secret lover. You were a
a
secret
secret
lover.
lover. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I un that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know.
And then
Yeah.
even when I do this one-on-ones, I never get tired of it. I'm always happy to see characters, right? Because
Yeah.
there's a relief from it.
You can see that.
I can see that. Yeah, because it's just all thoughts and beliefs. Without
Yeah.
a belief, it goes back into the naturalness. It goes back into a child again. Without any
Yeah.
thought, you're like a kid again.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like a baby, also, of
Like a
course.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the baby does not know what awareness is. The baby does not know what
No.
contracted energy is.
No. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So all
Yeah.
of all of the things that are being said are almost garbage to me, right? I don't pay attention
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
non-duality anymore, or even spirituality. I also was a yogi. I did Ashtanga. I
Yeah.
also did
Stung.
I also did
Okay.
Patanjali's sutras,
Oh.
right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I know that.
the
Yeah.
sutras, oh my goodness, did the yamas and the niyamas, right? So
Yeah. I know.
so I felt
Yeah.
like a monk for quite a while,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
aparigraha, brahmacharya, all that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
so now it's
Okay.
just all concepts, all beliefs. So in the absence of belief or non-belief, in between that, there's this innocence at play.
Yeah.
There's
That's
joy.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And
Mm.
it just keeps on unfolding and unfolding, right? Even when I'm being an introverted, right? When I don't want to see people, right?
Yeah,
Because as a kid I was shy, right?
yeah, yeah,
So that's also okay. There's nothing to fix. It's whole. That's perfect, right?
yeah. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
My mom,
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom and she said that, oh, I like seeing you like this because this is how God made you, right? And she's religious,
Wow.
she's Catholic, right? She goes,
Mm-hmm.
this is how I saw you before, right? So,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
before she knows I was suffering because I could not even show her my face, right? So she knows
Mm.
the extent of my suffering. And it always
Wow.
pained her because she could not do anything. And
Yes. Yes.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
hard looking at her before because she could see the pain in my face, right? So
yeah.
um, but
Wow.
now she smiles, right? When she had four brain surgeries, so
Yeah,
it's
I heard
it's
it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Wow.
But now even when she can't climb the stairs, she's in a wheelchair now.
Yeah.
Her left side of the body is very weak. She
Yeah.
can't even pick up. She has a
Yeah.
smile on her face because at least she sees her son is happy and content.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
nice. Wow. Wow.
And that's the beauty of just naturalness and directness without any concept. I don't have to explain to people that there's no one here or there's no thoughts or there's no freedom or no, there's no free will or choice, that is just
Yeah.
freedom, because they won't get that. Who cares, right?
Yeah. No, yeah,
So
that's right.
even my
Yeah.
high school friends, like people from early, my friends, old friends, we've
Yeah.
reconnected.
Yeah. Okay.
People from 30 years ago, right? Because there's more authenticity now. I'm not trying to correct them now, saying, "Oh, why you're eating meat?" Um,
Uh, yeah.
no correction. It's just accepting what is, right?
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's peace. There's peace. I don't have to be a monk or an enlightened character or a know me character, right? So
Mm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
there's just this immediacy. So yeah, that's it, because it's easy to get caught up, when you think that there should be no me here. Then that becomes
Mm.
another belief where there's a
That's
contracted
right.
energy. Yeah,
Yeah. 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 That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been talking to
Mm.
a lot of people because, initially, what the radical is good to break that delusion of a me, but it becomes
Mm.
a no me now, the belief system after that initial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
And have you gone through that too, Theo?
To what? To the
The idea that there's no me.
yeah, I can't find it me,
Yeah,
but yeah, I see your point. It's a belief, no
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah, without yeah, how can I say that? Me is also made up. That word is made up,
yeah. And
So
also no me.
yeah, it also no me. It's almost, so there is nothing to say about that actually
No.
about me or no me.
Yeah,
It's just what is, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Are you teaching right now, Theo?
No, no, what I do, I'm retired
Mhm.
for about 10 years already. And what I do, I work with people on the feet, on the foot.
Oh,
I do a foot reflex,
oh, good.
and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Last week,
Reflexology.
yeah, I
Oh,
had
good.
a woman. She went to six doctors, but they couldn't find anything.
Oh,
And I
wow.
gave her one treatment, and she was okay. It is amazing,
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
really. But what do you think about self healing? If you heal yourself, do
Hmm.
you is it also a belief, self healing?
For me, I'm saying everything is allowed. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
that helps, why not? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because before I would say that there's no self to heal. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a
yeah,
belief again, right? Because you
that's
don't
right.
know how to say it. So here is
Yeah,
almost like an innocence. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. That
yeah,
that's clear. That's clear.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
beautiful just to see life in that lens of just, that I have no idea what this is. And there's
Yeah.
humility here that there's no ideas. Rather than
Yeah.
going with knowledge or beliefs or something that you've heard from before, something that you heard from someone, here it's just
Yeah.
a complete openness, right? So if that
No, that's
that
right.
feels
Because
good, why not? Yeah, yeah,
yeah, because I read a lot of books ook, and you take to things from the book,
yeah.
and to express that,
Yeah,
but it's just copying something.
it
It's
is.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Or
nothing
you hear
actually.
it from someone, and then you
Yeah.
repeat it over and
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
it's between belief and non-belief. So there's an openness.
Yeah.
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 It's not about accepting or rejecting, it's in between that.
Yeah. uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, it doesn't matter what I think because thinking is just irrelevant. It doesn't matter what I say, it's irrelevant, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, but sometimes, uh, how you call that? Um, you go with the flow. How to say it?
yeah. Yeah, you do go with the flow. Yeah.
Yeah, but but how can I put that? Yeah, gee, I'm in
That's
my
okay.
head.
That's okay.
Um, I've lost it.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. It will come
Yeah, yeah.
back.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm well thankful that I can talk to you now because
Yeah,
yeah, that is wow, that is amazing that
it is. Yeah.
you got the time to talk with this character.
Yeah. No, it's just great to and the reason, for maybe about 3 years I didn't have anyone to speak about this, right? But I
Yeah,
came back
yeah,
here to be with my mom. And I started talking to people because it's hard to talk to about this. But now there's this ordinariness that I don't even have to talk about it. It's more
yeah,
action than talk, right? So they're kind of like probably you that you're able now to talk to people. That shyness is
yeah.
yeah, right? So
That,
it's
that,
it's
yeah.
it's um it's less about what you think, it's more of what shows up.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's not
Because
about
I
what you believe, it's what shows, right? So like for example,
yeah,
I was so amazed
yeah,
that when I came back here, when my father asked me, hey, do you want to stay and help? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Because there's no
mm,
more going, oh, should I do that, should I not do that? It just came out.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it's um or or just being with friends that you haven't seen in 20, 30 years, right? And
yeah,
reconnecting with them because you're not caught up in the idea that you're better or they're less because
yeah,
you're spiritual or you're non-duality or whatever, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
even
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the word non-duality does not make sense anymore, or spirituality.
So there's nothing between. So this direct what you
Yeah, yeah, it's just direct. Yeah. So whatever shows up, that's it,
and
right?
and leaves no traces. How do you call
No.
it? No, yeah.
Yeah,
This is it, and then it's gone.
that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
beautiful,
yeah,
right? Because it's
yeah,
alive, right? So for example,
yeah,
when I heard my aunt passed away, I cried and cried and cried and sobbed. I've never sobbed like that before, right? Just
yeah, yeah,
the like a guttural sobbing, crying, right? And then after the day, I was fine. I was laughing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
For
it's
yeah,
it's 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 direct. It's not
yeah.
it's not thought about that, oh, there's no one here to get that or whatever. None of that narrative. It's just whatever shows up, shows up. It's authenticity. Everything arrives authentically.
But that is for everybody.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
there's no exception.
No
Everybody
exception.
is
Yeah.
there is actually direct.
Everything is
Everybody,
direct. Yeah, yeah, it is. It
because
is.
I have a friend, and he always says the same thing.
Yeah.
When I meet him, he talks, but also that is direct, of course.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
says the
If
yeah,
he says he if he says something or doesn't say something, that's also direct. Because it's
yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't matter really, right? It's always
No, 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 no.
direct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's no. Wow,
Yeah. And it's just
that
being
is
at peace with no matter what, right? So, right? It's just peace. Peace, being at peace with peace. Because
yeah,
what's
yeah,
here is peace, what's there is peace. So there's just peace.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Like and I like the way that this is because you know what, this this what's in between thing, it's now
yeah.
being applied by this doctor for kids. Some of the
Oh,
people that I did one-on-ones with are
yeah,
doing it with other people. There's this she's my friend now, but she did one-on-one with me about 4 months ago, I can't remember. And then
yeah.
now she just told me that it's been 17 people now that she
Oh,
has that has so it's very
yeah.
easy now compared to,
Oh,
before you would go to the ashram, you would go to the monastery, try to learn
yeah,
about enlightenment, and then you go to the satsangs, and then you have to understand what the speaker is talking about
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
very
yeah,
cryptic, right? For example, if
yeah,
somebody walks into a Carl Rens meeting, they've never heard of non-duality, they'll walk out right away, right?
yeah.
If
That's
somebody
right.
goes to
Yeah,
Tony Parsons, they're like, what the hell
yeah,
is this guy talking about? So you almost
yeah,
have to have a background. But
yeah.
now there are people that don't have any background with non-duality whatsoever that are
Mm,
are clicking into it. They're like, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or
also
even
saw.
kids, even kids.
Yeah,
There's this Australian guy, Dr. Mike, I think, and he's from Brisbane. And then
yeah.
so he said that he's been using what I do now with kids because he's a
Oh,
child psychologist, pediatrician, right?
oh,
Um,
okay.
so apply psychology to kids that are going to depression,
Wow.
anxiety. Yeah, so there's
Yeah,
this directness. Yeah,
yeah. Oh,
it's
that's good.
yeah, it's
That's
really
good.
good. Yeah. And I like that I don't want to call it my thing, right? Because
No,
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 no. So everybody
nothing is
can use
yours.
it.
No, no, no. Yeah,
No. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not going
yeah,
to
yeah,
call it the open secret and only a few speakers can speak it.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw also a one-to-one with Sophie,
Oh, yeah. Sophie. Yeah,
and it
she's
was
great.
amazing how her mimic in the face was so authentic.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
she reacted, and I love that. So,
Yeah.
and she was still, and her face
She's,
said it all, and it was
oh,
all in the
yeah.
face. It was so nice to
It
see that.
was, oh, yeah. Yeah. Because especially young people, right? Because I'm 52. So it's
Yeah.
good to see someone in their 20s and their 30s
Oh yeah. Oh
because
wow.
my 20s, in my late 20s and my 30s and my 40s, I was
Yeah.
suffering and seeking, right? I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so good to see. Although, you know what,
Yeah.
sometimes when it's a 20-year-old, 23-year-old, I'm like, I'm going to punch you. I said, it took me 30 years, 40 years. And then for
Yeah.
you, it's just like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm joking. Of course, I'm really happy for the young
Yeah.
kids, right? Yeah.
I always feel my age is zero. Always, I
Right
have that
now. Yeah.
feeling.
Same here. Yeah.
It is
And
not
Sophie
important.
got a new dog. The last time that
Oh.
she messaged me, she's so
Oh yeah.
happy she's got a new dog. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And
That's
then after
nice.
that, we talked a lot. She would call me and crying of how beautiful it is. Right. So it's so good to
Oh
see that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's going to look different for every character. Right. So there's,
Yeah.
uh, there's this guy that, he basically said, at the end of it, I guess, you know what, I feel okay, but I was expecting the fireworks and everything. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
expecting, and then you know what? 6 months later, he calls me and he was like, "I've been crying for the past day." I'm like, "What's
Ah.
happening?" And he goes, "The
Yeah.
fireworks are hitting me." And I'm like, "What do you
Oh,
mean?"
that.
He goes, "I just
Yeah.
have because I just realized I've never been this happy in my life."
Wow.
Yeah,
That is good.
because you don't
Nice.
see it right away,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just
Yeah.
the thoughts are not as strong anymore, right? So, and it keeps on lessening and lessening. And then
Yeah.
sometimes there's going to be some moments when it's kind of like really strong, you know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
how the character is, right? But this guy
Yeah.
was very, very not. He said he was not skeptical, but he said he was disappointed because it was just very
It was.
ordinary.
Oh,
Disappointed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He was disappointed. So 6 months later, he called me and he goes, I was wanting to book you, Emerson. And he goes, but is it okay if we just talk on the phone? And he goes, I've been
Oh,
crying. He goes, I could not even book because I've been crying and crying and crying and crying.
oh,
And I said,
yeah,
why are you crying? He goes, fireworks finally happened for me. And I'm
yeah,
like, what
yeah, yeah,
fireworks? He goes, I just feel
yeah,
happy.
yeah. Oh,
I just feel
wow.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this amazing.
And then he
Yeah,
also realized, and it's very similar to a lot of people, right? They don't
yeah.
even tell me about it, but he said that he realized that he hasn't had depression for the past
Mm,
6 months, right? So
yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people in the seeking are have a lot of depression or anxiety.
Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that sometimes, they don't tell me. Sometimes I do, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I usually
Yeah.
tell them if they have a severe depression that, there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah.
No, there is no one to, actually to do that also, but
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
this, yeah, that is,
So when there's
wow.
clarity that nothing can be
Yeah,
done, right?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
beautiful though. Yeah.
But there's also compassion with what is happening, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. And
So
there's also going
you,
to be people that has a hard time, right? Because you know
yeah,
what? There's people also that call me up and they're like, it's like, oh my goodness, it's everything is so intense now, right? Because
yeah,
they have that contrast of no thoughts or quietness or whatever. And then
yeah,
sometimes when it comes back, they're like, what the hell? It's
mm,
and then I'm
mm,
like, well, it's like the weather. The weather sometimes is very intense,
yeah.
and sometimes it's just sunny and clear.
Well, yeah, today in Holland here, it was very hot today.
Very
Was
hot
I
today.
was outside and the
Yeah.
sun was burning on my face,
Oh
and
wow.
wow, this
Yeah.
I have to go away there, and I
I
went
have this. I
indoors.
have this.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
this vision of Holland being an eternal spring because of the tulips, probably, right?
Ah, yeah. Well, I lived. When I was young, I lived in a place and was always flowers,
Yeah.
and I know how to call it. Was a beautiful sight also.
Oh yeah.
All the colors were red,
Yeah.
yellow, tulips, and hyacinth,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Hyacinth. Yeah.
hyacinth, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and the
That
smells
smells really
also.
good. Hyacinth
Uh,
smells really
this
good. Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
and I used to make for the cars. I made I call it for the cars and
You put
flower.
flowers. Oh wow. Like all over the car?
When I was young, yeah,
Oh,
around flower. I don't know how to call it in
yeah.
English. And it was a long time ago, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because a lot of Germans came to that place where I lived,
Mm,
and they came to buy with the car. So I showed them the flowers, and they
yeah.
stopped and they bought it, So I could make what I could have what money, of course.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time there.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so you've been seeking for a long, long time, huh? Like how many years?
yeah. I think.
40,
Well, yeah,
40
I
years?
didn't. Well, but I didn't call it actually seeking in the beginning because I
Yeah.
just thought it was nice to do yoga
Yeah.
or.
You did hatha.
But when I did
Do you still do
Avatar,
yoga? Do you still do yoga up to today?
no, no, no.
No,
Today
no, no.
I do. Today I do foot reflex.
Foot
That's my
reflex.
thing, and also I
Send
use.
me some information, Theo. Maybe I can do it for my mom. Send me some information. Maybe I can give my mom some
Yeah,
foot reflex. Yeah.
because I can and I work
Because
on the hormone.
her feet
Yeah.
goes to the side now, right? So it's like this now.
Ah,
So I'm trying to get it back to here.
yes, but what I do is it's called craniosacral.
Oh,
So it
craniosacral. Yeah.
you know that, and
Yeah.
it's it will take you down. You get relaxed. You get total relaxed
Hmm.
because I the first when I was doing my education, my
Yeah.
training, the first I had to lay down and undergo the treatment,
Yeah.
and I was totally gone,
Yeah. Yeah.
completely gone.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I woke up actually, and I heard the people talk, but it didn't bother me. It
Hmm.
was very, very intense,
Oh,
the
wow.
treatment,
Yeah.
and that is for your mom. I
Yeah.
think this is very. I come tomorrow to you.
Yeah.
I come to you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Come, come, come.
No, no, because I would love to give her treatment,
Yeah.
but it's a long way. No, it's a
Yeah, it
joke.
is. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I know it works. I see people change.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know, and they
yeah.
get yeah. It's nice to do that,
Yeah.
and I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
I can be of help for those people.
That's beautiful. And you know
Yeah,
what's beautiful about this is, because
yeah,
before people would ask me that they're losing interest in what they do because there's no one there. And I'm like, no, 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 that's just a thought. That's just a belief. And
yeah,
that's when I started seeing, right? So some people are quitting their jobs. This
yeah,
is actually, this is authenticity. This is like aliveness, right? So I enjoy talking to characters about the freedom from all ideas of freedom so that
yeah,
there's an enjoyment in what you do, right? So
yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
probably enjoy more what you do now because there's no more ideas about should I
Oh
be
yeah,
doing
sure,
this, right?
sure.
Or you know that kind of
Yeah,
thing. So
because when I do it, I'm also in kind of flow. It's
it
just
is,
go by.
yeah,
Yeah, it goes by itself, and that is amazing,
it
actually.
is, yeah.
Also that, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, people have been asking about this, this, like, how do people seemingly, you know what I'm saying, seem to drop or awake immediately? I said,
yeah,
because there's a flow. There's a
yeah,
flow that is direct. The thought goes here to here,
yeah,
but there's really no here to here because that's just separate, right? But there's
yeah,
this everythingness or this aliveness, right? That is
yeah,
flowing. And that's when you're doing your work, with the
yeah,
craniosacral and the
yeah,
foot reflex, right? It's flow. It's
yeah,
like energy, right? There's just this direct
yeah,
energy. Yeah. And
yeah,
you're not even thinking, it's just there, right? So
yeah. That's
yeah.
right. No thinking. That
And that's
is
the same thing
important.
with authors and artists and scientists, right? Where in the
Yeah.
flow they came up with the most amazing work. And they'll say it.
Oh yeah. Oh
They'll say
yeah.
that I did
I
not do
know.
this. I did not write this.
Yeah.
I did not sing this. It
Yeah.
just wrote by itself, basically. Yeah.
That's what I say also to the people. I do nothing here, but
Yeah.
it's you.
Yeah.
Your body will react and
That's right.
heal
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
So nothing is happening actually.
Yeah.
There's no mind, so it cannot happen.
Yeah. And it's
It's
the same here.
impossible.
When I do this
Yeah.
one-on-ones, it's not me
Yeah.
that's doing it, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's direct, right? So they meet. It's like when there's directness, the you and me meet in the middle, and then
Yeah.
we disappear.
Yeah.
There's just words coming in and out right now. There's just
Yeah.
stories coming and going. and
Yeah.
and then there's
Yeah.
this softness, there's this silence at the same time.
Also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's
It's
equality
yeah.
here. Because before, the older system would be someone knows and someone doesn't know. So that's an
Hmm.
old pattern now. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
outdated. So right now there is this flow where you and I, I'm saying, there's no knowledge here.
Mm.
We're just exchanging words as entertainment.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
There's
there's
no
no one that
benefit.
knows here. There's no
Yeah.
one better here, and there's no one less there.
Mm.
That's why
No.
there's this immediate,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's also no benefit from
No,
this.
no,
It's
no.
just what's happening. No
Yeah,
more than that.
that's right. Yeah,
It's yeah. It's yeah. It feels okay. It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
The end of
Brilliant.
seeking. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just thoughts, beliefs. The directness does not have beliefs or thoughts.
Right.
The
Yeah.
flow does not have any knowledge. It's innocent.
That's right.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no knowledge
complete.
there.
So it doesn't need to know or not. It's not missing anything.
No.
Yeah,
Oh no. 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 There's no. Yeah. No missing. No.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. And it is. still silent here.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
silence. I notice that now
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
It
And then you know
is.
what? In the story, of course, when
Yeah.
there's more silence when you're doing your work, it just enhances it. When you're doing it craniosec, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure.
I have an
Yeah.
energy healer that talked to me and basically said, oh my goodness, my work is so much, not because of me, of course, but because there's more clarity. Um,
Yeah.
their work is much more direct and more exciting now, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
better.
It is.
Yeah,
It is. It is. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's nice.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm. And then there's nothing to say.
No. It's. Yeah. Yeah. No more thoughts coming up. So
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
know.
stop the recording. Yeah.